Guys, Mr. T here for another video. I know I've been quiet for a while. I got some stuff in the works. I got one or two videos I'm going to be posting here and there. So you might hear me say that you haven't heard from me in a while a couple more times. But yeah, so I want to start posting some more videos coming up here soon. I like the ranking video idea. It seems to be something that people have been doing lately. And I just like ranking things because I like to have opinions that might throw some people off. Those of you who know me know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to throw some lists out there. So I thought, what could I rank that's not Pokemon? Because I have several Pokemon ranking videos coming up pretty soon too. So I wanted to rank movies because I just watched a new movie that just came out recently, and oh my god, the bar that I had on this movie, the expectations were so freaking low. I was not expecting. I thought I was going to turn the movie off halfway through and not even bother with it anymore. But oh my god, my son and I, we were glued to the TV. We've watched it like 3 times in the last like 2 days. So with that being said, there's been some good movies coming out this year and some more good movies that are supposed to be coming out later in the year, or hopefully they'll be good. So I thought, let's rank movies. So I'm going to start off with my favorite animated movies of all time, and then the next video I'm going to post right after this one is just going to be my just all-time favorite list. Not just animated, but all movies. So let's dive in. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to do a Pokemon video, but anyone who knows me knows a Pokemon is going to end up on this list. So my number 10 is the first Pokemon movie. Now, some of you might be going, you might think, wow, that's actually kind of low on the list. But the thing is I love Pokemon as a whole. If I ranked my favorite, media franchises, Pokemon would be top 3, top 2, more than likely number 1. There's only like 1 or 2 media franchises out there I could think of that could challenge Pokemon for my number 1 slot, and it's like Star Wars or Harry Potter. Well, probably Harry Potter, because Star Wars has been garbage lately. I said what I said. So, as a whole, it's great. The movies are good, but yeah. And the only reason that this movie actually even makes this list is the nostalgia. I first started playing the Pokemon games and they were great, and then I saw the movie and got the Mew card that came with it. That's what sold me on Pokemon. So this one gets a spot on my list because of the nostalgia, and because without this, I probably wouldn't have been so far into Pokemon as I am today. Crippling debt. So yeah. All right. Now, the rest of the movies on this list are going to be dominated by a single company. Not all of them, but like 90% of them. And I think you probably know what company that is because it's top 10 animated movies. Hint, hint. So, my number 9 is Monsters, Inc. I love this movie, and Monsters University was great. It was a great little prequel. I heard there's a rumor that because Pixar and Disney have been kind of flopping lately, Elio, and stuff like that, that they're coming out with a Monsters 3. So I don't know if they're going to call it Monsters 3 or Monsters 2 because Monsters University was technically a prequel. I don't know. But Monsters, Inc. was phenomenal. It was an amazing movie. Mike Wazowski is so funny. I love Sully. He's an awesome character. And then when you actually watch Monsters University and see some of their backstories fleshed out and then come back to this movie, it is such a good movie. Plus, the Monsters, Inc. ride at California Adventure by Disneyland is one of our favorite rides. So it's an awesome movie, and my son loves it too. Plus, I love the theory. I don't care. Walt Disney himself would have to come from the grave to tell me otherwise, so I would stop believing this. But Boo is Andy's mom in Toy Story. You are never going to convince me otherwise of that. So, yes. Moving on. So my number 8. Now, this is one of 2 movies on this list that are so vastly underappreciated. And if Disney were to do live actions of these, the correct live actions, not the crap live actions they've been doing lately, but if Disney did live actions, these are the movies. This and then another one later on my list. These are the 2 movies that deserve a live action. And that is Treasure Planet. Oh my god, anyone who has seen this movie and actually knows what the heck it is knows how phenomenal of a movie this is. Oh my God, Jim Hawkins and the whole plot line, and not even just the plot line, the animation. This movie was like 2001, 2002, and the animations on it were phenomenal. This is a movie that needs to get a live action remake because not only could it be done so well, although with modern Disney and their live actions, I don't know if I would trust them with it, but not only could it be done so well, it didn't get the recognition it deserved when it came out because it came out in that era where Disney had dipped a bit, and the only thing from that era that people really liked or remembered was Lilo and Stitch, and everything else from that era kind of got swept under the rug. But Treasure Planet, oh my God, if you've never seen it, go to Disney Plus and see it. One of the best movies of all time. Honestly, this would be a top 25 for me on all-time movie list. Now, my number 7, some of you might call blasphemy for having this movie so low. Some of you might call blasphemy because I put this one instead of one of the others, and that's Toy Story 2. Toy Story 3 was a good movie, but it wasn't like, oh my God, the greatest movie of all time. Toy Story 4, I've only seen clips from it because I feel it's one of those cash grabs where it's like, you have a great trilogy, you wrap it up, be done with it. There's a movie on my all-time favorite list that I'm going to talk about that when we get to that video next. But again, Toy Story 2 was just great for me. You bring in Jessie and Bullseye. It really fleshes out the characters. I love the whole Zurg thing. How he at the end he finds him and the Buzz Lightyear that they found in the store became like father son and stuff. It was such a great and hilarious movie. This movie was so good, so funny, and everything that Toy Story did right, Toy Story 2 did even better. And I also find it cool because Toy Story 2 was actually saved because a woman working at Disney went home to work from home. I think it was maternity leave or something, but I can't remember why she was working from home. But she took a copy of the movie home with her, and the servers got deleted at Disney. You can look this up too. The whole movie got deleted on Disney's servers, but this lady who just randomly was working from home actually had a copy of the movie at home working on it. She brought it back to Disney and the movie was saved. You can go look it up if you don't believe me. Now, my number 6 is a non-Disney film, and some of you are probably going to love this movie too, and that is Shrek 2. Shrek, great movie. Shrek 3, okay movie. Shrek 4, let's not talk about it. But Shrek 2 was phenomenal. The comedy, the characters, the blend of pure slapstick fun with real seriousness and the undertones in there. Like, you have this serious movie that brings up real world situations, but it also adds so much comedy and joy. And come on, guys, Donkey and Dragon having kids, I mean, technically, I guess that comes in at the end, but still, this movie was so fun, and that introduces us to Puss in Boots, who went on to have great movies of his own, too. And arguably one of the best animated villains of all time is the wolf in the new Puss in Boots movie. So great movie that set up so many other great movies. Now for my top 5, going back to the Disney trend, Finding Nemo. This movie, oh my God, one of the first movies I saw in theaters that I can actually remember. I saw other movies before this, but being that young, it was kind of blurry. This was the first movie where I could actually remember being in the theater watching it. And this movie was just so cool. It was so funny. There were so many things in there, and it holds up even today. And the thing that really makes me love this movie isn't necessarily the movie itself, but when we go to California Adventure by Disneyland, they have the Turtle Talk with Crush. My son loves it. He is on cloud 9. Every time we go to California Adventure, we have to go see Crush. It's gotten to the point where my son and I actually do the headbutt and we say noggin, and then we do the dude, and he loves it. So this movie was great, and I still know P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. I will go to my grave remembering that address. I remember that address better than my work address most days. Now my number 4 and my number 3, honestly, They could go back and forth. I was literally going to swap these, and I thought, you know what, I could just sit here swapping them all day. I'm just going to do it and put it this way. But 3 and 4 are basically tied. They're not 3 and 4. They're basically tied for 3 in my book. So 3/4, I just did it 4 because I didn't want to keep swapping back and forth and never make the video, is Cars. So Cars, again, Cars is honestly 3/4 in the next movie you'll see. Again, this one could have been my top 3. This movie is phenomenal. I love Cars. It had a great story, a great plot line. I love the animation being from, 2003, 2004. And again, it's funny because the Cars movies actually didn't make that much money in theaters. If you look at what they actually brought in at the box office, they're actually lower on some of the Pixar, the more, higher end Pixar movies. They're actually on the lower end. But the Cars brand is one of the most successful brands in Pixar history. It's one of the most profitable. I mean, Disney makes hundreds of millions of dollars on the Cars brand, but the movies themselves actually didn't do that good because they built a world around Cars. I mean, they built a whole land of it at California Adventure, and one of the most famous rides in all of the Disney complex is the Cars ride. So this movie was just great, and I love Guido, and I love Luigi. I mean, the whole pit stop thing, so awesome. And this movie is going to forever go down as one of my favorite movies just in general. Now, my 3/4, again, these two movies swap, was the Mario movie. I mean, I had such little hopes for this movie, especially when I found out Chris Pratt was playing Mario, and every one of my trepidations went out the window. This movie was so phenomenal. The Rainbow Road scene, like I have here in the picture, was amazing. Everything that I thought that this movie was going to fail at, it blew out of the water. And this was actually the first movie I took my son to that he actually can remember, and he actually has visualization of. The only movies before that, he was just a little baby, and he loved it. We saw this movie 10 times in theaters because he loved it so much. And I am so happy they're making a second one. This is one of those movies where I did not have high hopes for it, and it crushed it. Now, my number 2, honestly, realistically, this movie's probably going to jump back to number 1 because it's been number 1 for so long on my animated movies list. But I'm a little biased right now because my number 1 slot is that movie that I just saw, and, well, I'll explain later. But this movie, oh my God, if Disney ever wanted to make a live action movie that deserves it, it is this movie. This is the greatest Disney animated movie, Disney, Pixar, whatever, of all time. This is the second greatest Disney owned movie of all time. Disney owned, because they own non-animated stuff too, if you get where I'm going with that. But that movie is Atlantis. Oh my God, this movie, realistically, this is my number 1 animated movie of all time. And if I made this list, at the end of the year, I would swap this back to number 1. But this movie has everything: plot, story, romance, comedy, seriousness. I mean, real world, events. It talks about trauma in a way that's friendly for kids. I mean, this movie does it all. Milo is amazing. Kita, Cookie, and all of them. Oh my God, I cannot play this movie up enough. Go and watch it. Now, make sure you're watching the original, The Lost Kingdom. Don't watch Milo's Return. The Atlantis 2 Milo's Return, that movie sucked. It was garbage. They got rid of half the cast. It was basically one of those movies where it was 3 mini shows in a movie because they were trying to set up a TV series for this world, and it fell flat. But the first one, I have nothing bad to say about the first one. Now, my number 1. Honestly, this one's probably going to drop to second, maybe even third, fourth, or fifth, as time goes on. But, oh my God, I watched this movie for the first time yesterday. I've seen it 3 times already. My son and I love it. I downloaded the soundtrack, and we've been playing it nonstop ever since. And that is K-Pop Demon Hunter. Now, before you judge me, before you say anything, before you start looking at me weird or thinking I'm weird, which if you haven't already thought I'm weird, you haven't watched any of my videos, go watch this movie. Before you judge or make any preconceived notions, go watch this movie. Oh my God, I cannot play this movie up enough. I thought this was going to be some stupid chick flick or whatever, if we're allowed to say chick flicks anymore, I don't know. But I thought this was going to be some stupid little, animated thing. I thought I was going to turn it off halfway through. The only reason I even put it on was because I was scrolling through Netflix and my son was like, "Oh, I want to watch it," because he saw there was a scene that flashed with where they were slicing a demon or something. So I threw it on. I was barely half watching it in the background as I was working on something. And oh my god, the songs got me in. The animation is phenomenal. It's the same people who did Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse. I cannot play this movie up enough. I know the blindsided goggles are probably playing a reason why I put it at number one, but this movie is going to easily stay one of my top five animated movies. This movie is so freaking good. The soundtrack, the plot, the character development. I mean, it is, again, just go watch it. It's on Netflix. It's like it has already broken, Billboard charts. It's already beaten out all other K-pop artists, including BTS. It's literally there's like 3 songs from this movie that are already in the top 10 on Spotify, including 2 of the songs which are number 1 and number 2 on Spotify. They're top 20 on most billboards across the world. And they're killing it. They've broken more records with single songs than actual K-pop bands like BTS. Again, before you judge me and before you have any preconceived notions, just go watch it. It's an hour long, hour and a half long. You're either going to love it and you're going to become totally obsessed with it, or you're going to love it and become totally obsessed with it. All right? Those are really your only 2 options. If you don't like it, then just watch it again because some people are wrong the first time. But yeah, so that's my top 10 animated movie list. Again, some of them could move around. One of them or 2 probably will. But yeah, go watch K-pop Demon Hunter, and you're gonna download the soundtrack before the movie's even over. So yeah. So as always, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around. I'm gonna be releasing my top 10 all-time favorite movie list. Here pretty soon. I'm probably going to have it up I'm probably going to upload both movies together. So, as always, stay beautiful, Americans, and stick around for more videos.